All right, this video is about anxiety. Anxiety. So I had, growing up throughout my life, I've never had anxiety before. Later on in life, when I got older, been through some shit, toxic relationships, had a couple symptoms pop up. My bucket was like maybe here. I had a few panic attacks, right? I'd have them like once, maybe 3 times in a year, panic attacks. And, a couple times, heart palpitations, floaties in the eyes. The heart palpitations were annoying. But when I look back now, it all makes sense. How the progression of my symptoms, how my, baseline started to creep up and come down a little bit and creep up. And, I went down the rabbit holes with every time you get new symptoms, you go down these rabbit holes of your symptoms, the fear of your symptoms, right? So then you have a battle within because you're scared of them. And the thing is, these symptoms are alarms to get your attention going. We're perceiving danger, alarm, check this out. We think it's dangerous. You need to, bring down your baseline. We're fearing that we're in a alarm state. Everything's starting to, we think everything's going to be dangerous. I think what's going to, so you start getting these alarms and then you get these symptoms pop up. But then when we see these alarms, we don't see them as alarms. We see them as danger, right? When I have a symptom on my heart, I'm like, oh shit, this is dangerous. That means I could have a heart. Maybe I have a bad heart. Maybe I'm going to die. I have a heart attack. I'm going to die, right? Palpitations, it's scary stuff. And then you get, eye floaties or chronic migraines, or you start to get sensitivity. So it freaks you out. It freaks you out. And then when it freaks you out, let's say it freaks you out again, freaks you out, what happens is you loop on it, right? Like you're supposed to, because your brain wants you to investigate danger, because you just, you got scared of the symptom. It's something new. It's like, what the hell's going on with me? You get the what if thoughts and catastrophic thinking. So when that happens, guess what? You have a battle within, you fight with yourself, and your baseline goes up, right? And it's not even perceived danger from the outside world, or toxic relationships, or work environments, or heavy duty medications, or you had surgery, trauma. It's none of the stuff out there. It's danger is coming within you. Isn't that kind of fucked up, right? Also, when you have emotions that you haven't processed, and they're trying to get out, right? And your bucket gets full, all these distracted and emotions that you keep pushing down, symptoms are going to pop up, right? And it's bait for you to look at the root fear emotion and to acknowledge it and go, hey, thank you for that alarm, and release it, right? And you can empty your bucket, your baseline comes down, you're out of the survival state, you're out of the state of fight or flight state, right? Let's say state again. And then you become more calm, and then the alarms stop. But when you're fighting within, you don't know this stuff, right? Like in theory, it's simple. It makes sense, right? But if we don't know this, like we didn't come with a manual. There wasn't a manual that went, okay, when this happens, it's because it's an alarm, right? Your baseline's getting up there. You got too much storage. Like, we understand computers and how to, and phones when they're, buffering and, there's too much stuff going on. We know what to do about it. But there was never, when we were born, there wasn't a manual. So then these alarms pop up and we misunderstand them. It's a big misunderstanding. Chronic illness is a misunderstanding. There's nothing wrong with our bodies and our brains. Actually, I should say there's nothing wrong with our brains. It's just that we don't understand it. So we make things worse by resisting, right? Resisting our thoughts, resisting the symptoms, trying to fix them, trying to get rid of them. What you resist persists. And you hold on to loads by doing that. You're not releasing shit. You hold on to loads by doing that. Your bucket gets, your bottle, your water bottle gets full, and your baseline starts to skyrocket up here again. And then when that happens, mayday, mayday, alarm, alarm, more symptoms. So, and that's when anxiety started to creep up. You know, here and there, panic attacks here and there. And then I had my perfect storm. Perfect storm meaning where my bucket started to overflow. I finally hit the number 10 or the 1,000 mark on my baseline. It's finally at the top and things are overflowing. Right? Now it's at an alarm state. It's a survival. Now I'm at the alarm state. That's my perfect storm. Alarm state. Like, you're in a war zone, shit's hitting the fan. Instead of calling it my perfect storm, I should call it the perfect shitstorm. So you're at this perfect shitstorm, and what do you think's going to happen? Like, what do you think? How is your brain going to get your attention? You know what I mean? It sends you the physical symptoms. That gets your attention. But we need to get your attention now. Like, fucking now. Right? Having a hand that hurts isn't strong enough to get a sense of urgency. Right? Because you need to fight or flee. Right? We gotta fight all these alarms. It's perceiving that there's tigers everywhere. Everywhere you go, it thinks there's a tiger behind that tree. There's a tiger behind you. There's a tiger on your back. There must be. Because you've programmed this alarm state in without you knowing it. It's not your fault. But life threw you curveballs. Right? And shitty situations in life. And because you were fighting all this time and trying to figure out and ignoring your feelings and emotions, guess what? What happens? Well, now you've programmed your mind that you're in a dangerous survival state. So the brain has a new program. So it has a new baseline. And your brain creates these neural pathways, right? All these wiring. It has wires, millions of wires. So it's hardwired this state in, right? It's doing its job. Your shitty baseline state has become a habit now. This is you now, here, right? When you were born, when you were fresh baked bun, you were down here. You know, you're factory specs. You haven't been exposed to nothing yet. You haven't been fucked with yet, right? You haven't been adding on loads yet. So everything's like, when it's at zero, everything's new and fresh, a new car smell. But then life bullshit happens, you name it, everything. Anything that's unpleasant in any way, mental or physical, brings this new program. So the body's got all these loads, right? It needs to send alarms. So it does it in the form, many forms, but the now form, the fucking listen to me form, is anxiety. Right? And I had to deal with anxiety. All of a sudden it was on. This alarm is fucking ringing. On. And I distracted from it. And guess what? It starts ringing louder. Boo. Fear, danger, doom, thoughts, right? And it's supposed to get your attention. So how do you think something's going to get your attention? By sending you visions of flowers, right? Pictures of women in bikinis or men in kilts, you know, depends what you like. Visions of, you know, you swimming in the ocean, swimming with the dolphins or the whales, you know, beautiful stuff like. No, that's not going to get your attention, right? To danger. That's not going to get your attention to that bear that's about to eat your head off. So imagine the brain was doing its job by sending you a picture of a fuzzy kitten. Bear dead. Right? So whoever created us, either it's the universe, God, or the engineer, figured out, okay, we got to have an alarm system here. It's got to have surveillance. It's got to be able to hear danger and smell danger and feel danger and touch. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a security system that sends an alarm. Like, literally, it's an alarm. Like, they figured, oh yeah, they'll get it, right? Alarm. Like, right? Yeah, Mayday, Mayday, we'll have a whole alarm system in there. Brilliant, let's do it. Yeah, we'll do it. Like, it'd be pretty fucking stupid if they don't get this alarm shit. Well, they'll be stupid if I make them stupid, but I'm not going to make them stupid. This will be easy. The brain serves them. It serves us. The brain serves you, right? So you have an alarm system built in you. So you literally, anxiety has its purpose to warn you. And guess what? When your baseline is up here, it's warning you for nothing. They're false alarms. What am I going to call this video? I don't know. False alarms? Anxiety is a false alarm? No, it's not. There's times where anxiety is not a false alarm, right? Its purpose is to warn you of danger, right? Perceived danger. You see something, you smell something, you put something near your mouth, you got gut issues, right? It's all linked. Here, gut, hands, muscles, everything. It'll send pain. It'll send everything. And then when you're overloaded and it's got too much paperwork, trying to do all this, digestion and detoxifying, if it's trying to do all these things to catch up on the workload, you're also going to get symptoms. So that's the two ways of getting symptoms. It's a way of getting your attention, and your body's overworked. And things are, the systems in your body, all these organs and shit and liver and shit aren't functioning the way they're supposed to, because the priority is to keep you alive. So it's not doing something wrong, right? It's doing what it's supposed to do, but you've been putting in the program to keep you alive now. Right now. Even though there's nothing good. There's no bear. There's no fucking bear anywhere. So you're making it work hard for nothing. Right? It's a lot of wasted energy. That's why you get chronic fatigue syndrome. That's why So anxiety is an alarm. And it'll stay on until it really is sure and trusts that you're safe. So it's a bit hard to get it to reprogram within times, right? So it's very stubborn, I should say, and there's a reason for it. It's stubborn to make sure. Even when you recover and you have no anxiety, it'll send a spike a week later. You'll be like, holy fuck, why do I have this anxiety fucking spike? I thought I was good. What the fuck? Well, it's sending a spike just to make sure. Remember, its job is to keep you alive. It doesn't care if you suffer. As long as you're alive, right? Because we can worry about all the other stuff later. That's how it thinks. It thinks, throwing alarms now, just in case, right? And then eventually, when you've been in the state where you've sent the right responses, eventually the alarms stay on. They stay on. That's it. You get no alarms. They only go on when there's an actual danger, right? You won't get these false alarms. And the only way to distinguish a false alarm from a real alarm is to train it and teach it, right? We got to teach our brains again. We got to go, okay, I have this old program running right now. I don't like it, but it's working. It's doing its job. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not doing its job. And it's sending false alarms. So what you have to do is get used to sitting in the fear and these alarms ringing, right? And alarms mean symptoms and mental symptoms, anxiety, PTSD, OCD. I'm going to make a video about OCD. OCD should be a thing on its own, a whole fucking program on its own. So I wrote it down in my book, so don't worry, I won't forget. So the alarm system sends alarms in the form of symptoms and alarm symptoms, right? And it's up to us to acknowledge them and then engage, right? If you want to have these alarms off, you got to send the right response. If you want to keep these alarms on, what do you think the response should be? Well, if I want my brain to keep the alarm on of me freaking out, of, let's say there's no fire in the hallway, but I'm getting a false alarm, and I want to keep that false alarm on, well, I better start freaking out. I better go, no, keep that fire away from me, no, right? And if you do that, the brain goes, yeah, there is a fire. So I was right to keep that alarm on. I was right to send an alarm in the first place, but you know what? We're going to keep that alarm on. All right, good. Thanks for the feedback, Helmet. Thank you. This is a feedback communication loop. That's what it is. Your brain is and you are having a communication loop, and it's constantly reprogramming, and it's watching you. So, what do you think you do if you want that alarm off? Well, you send a response that shows that there is no fire. There is no fire. Well, how do you do that? Well, you don't freak out. You're supposed to feel scared. You're going to feel scared. You can't stop feeling scared. You can't go, oh, I get what's going on. I just won't feel scared then. Yeah, I'm not scared. Meanwhile, you're like, I'm not scared. Right? That doesn't work. So this is when you follow my 5 keys to recovery. You got to bring that baseline down. And it takes time. And anxiety went away for me. It took 2.5 years of working constantly. The OCD and anxiety work together. They're buddies, right? And they're part of the program that the brain sends. The brain sends OCD in your direction to get you to scan for danger. You're hearing an alarm, the anxiety, then you're hearing you're saying, okay, you must scan for danger. We're good. No, keep scanning. Fuck. Then you get obsessive and compulsive. You're like, quick, we gotta quickly fucking keep checking for danger. You're like, fuck, there's nothing there. But it feels like there's something there. It's brainwashing you to think there's something there, and it's its job. It's got to do that, and it's working perfectly. It is an amazing alarm system. It's just the problem is now it's going off when everything's calm, when there's no bears, and your brain's acting like it's the end of the world. So, follow my 5 keys to recovery and just do the work. Bring your baseline down and change your response to the alarms. When you change the response to the alarms, eventually the alarms start to turn off, right? And some of them get turned on again, but then they get turned off again. So it's something they go on and off like a strobe light a little bit, and then eventually off, right? And then you get periods of calm. And for example, I started feeling calm most of the day, except for the mornings. And most of you guys will know what I'm talking about. Morning anxiety. I should make a separate video for that. Morning anxiety. Morning anxiety. You know, it's stubborn, right? I was like, fuck, I thought I'm pretty much like recovered. Why do I still got this lingering anxiety in the morning? What the fuck? You know, and I wanted to, keep checking if it's gone. Okay, is it gone? Fuck, there it is. Gone? Fuck, there it is. And that's the thing. The lingering tail end of recovery lasts a little bit longer than we like. It's stubborn. And the reason why is because we keep wanting to be recovered. We're like, that's it. Get rid of it. Can we finally get rid of this shit? And the more you go, the more we do that, the more it goes out. Let's keep it on. Just keep it on, because he's looking if we're all clear from what? What are we all clear from? Danger, right? What are we trying to get rid of? As soon as the brain sees you trying to get rid of something, that's right. Stop trying to get rid of shit. Just let it be there. Because when you try to get rid of something, the brain perceives it as danger, because it's like, he's getting rid of what? Danger? Okay, start putting some of these alarms back on. I'm not too sure about this shit, right? So then you get the morning anxiety, and it takes a little bit longer than you like. For me, I was like, I'm okay with this because I understand what's going on. But when people don't understand what's going on, the OCD starts to build up, right? And then you get the doubt. Then you get the fuck, I'm never gonna recover. And then people get off the path and they stop doing the methods. And then what happens? They resist and they start fighting within, and then boom, 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 right? Your baseline goes up again slowly. And then you're fighting within yourself, and you go back to your old habits that got you here in the first place. So it's very important to stay on the path. And even though there's symptoms that linger, keep going. Anxiety is one of those. The tail end of recovery, in the morning, it'll linger. Just keep going. Keep going with your routine. Schedule out your week. Make sure you live in life. Get back to life. Engage in life, right? Download the Dare app. It's a good pocket buddy that keeps you on track, right? pay the $60 a year, right? You have it on your phone. You do a daily dare every day, and do it for 2.5 years, 3 years. Who gives a shit, right? Near the middle, it starts getting better of your journey, and near the end, it's great. It's not like a shit show for 3 years constantly. It's a shit show for the first year, yeah. But eventually, it starts to get better, right? Your baseline comes down. You might get episodes of feeling anxiety in the morning. Who gives a shit? That's fine. You know what's going on now because I'm telling you, right? And you're going to become a pro and an expert at this shit because you're going to go through this shit. The only way to become an expert is not just to hear about it and get the map, but to actually walk the walk and go to the places, make mistakes, and become the expert. Earn that. Learn it. You need to learn it by doing. So in a couple of years, you're going to come back to this video and go, oh shit, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Okay, so I'm close to the end stage. I'm close to the finish line. There it is, the finish line. That's the word I was looking for. I'm close to the finish line. Okay, I thought the finish line was here, or it was back there already, but no, the race is still going on a little bit longer. Okay, yeah, okay. I don't mind, but I see it. All I have to do is just stick to the path, and if I stick to the path, it is guaranteed I'm going to recover. This is the thing. It's guaranteed. This is guaranteed you will recover. The bad news is it takes work. It takes time. And if you don't stick to this, all bets are off. That's it. Fuck it. If you don't stick to it and don't stick to doing the work, fuck it. All bets are off. Forget it. I can't help you then. It's sorry to say. But if you stick to it, for me, it's 2.5 years. Take you at a year, right? Everybody's different. It depends on where they are in their baseline. It depends how many loads they got, right? Think about it. And our bodies are a miracle. People are still complaining. They're disrespecting our brains. Like our brain is fucking miraculous. Just think. It took me about 43 years. Well, the first 10 years of my life were good. Actually 15. Let's say 30 years of me putting my brain through all these different events through my life. Constant shit shows, right? Couple happy spots here and there, right? I was an alcoholic, smoking cigarettes, partying all the time, all these. I brought my brain through a roller coaster of fucking shit show alarm states for 30 fucking years. 30 years. And what, I'm expecting everything to go away within a couple months? Is that realistic? No. Maybe a computer, right? You have all this storage that you need to delete or whatever, however computers work. I'm not a computer guy, I don't know. You can do it instantly. Take it out, boom, boom, done. Right? But the brain, it's been through some shit for 30 years. So if it takes you 2.5 years, that's fucking really, 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 really fast. If you think about it. And think about this too. After that 2.5 years of hard work, you're creating a routine that will help you for the rest of your life. You will be thriving and healthy for the rest of your life. This is a good thing. Because let's say a shit show happens when you're 60 and you go down these rabbit holes and you don't have the clarification, you don't know how the manual works. You can end up only living to be 65, right? You can fill in the blank symptom here. You die of blah, 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 because you didn't regulate your nervous system in time. Or when you're 80. Or when you're 40s. Whatever. So whenever you hit this journey, be glad that it happened because it was like a big, big warning in your life. And it's giving you a chance to learn the proper tools to become healthy. This is a second chance at life. This is a golden nugget in disguise, and people don't see that. They see it as a big obstacle. Sometimes obstacles are put in your way, to guide you to a path of thriving health. That's how I saw it. And you know what? I think I'm right. 1,000% right. I am right. So, anxiety might take a little longer, but just know it's just an alarm, right? That's what it is. Same thing with the symptoms. They're alarms. So, I'll call this video about, I think I'll call it just anxiety, morning. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. But Here, I gave you some golden nuggets of clarity, some reassurance, just to do the work. As long as you do the work, the brain will have no choice but to change, and it will change. It'll create new neural pathways, baseline comes down, alarms get turned on. First, when we want to turn the alarms off, we want to bring the baseline down, and then, the brain will adapt and it'll really update, right? It'll update to a new program. It's constantly updating. Just like your computer keeps saving, that's what it's doing. It's saving the new program in your brain constantly. So you build leverage and you change. You get better, right? And then I'm maintaining this lifestyle to the day I die, till I'm 99 and a half. Doesn't that make sense? Some people are like, oh, so you got to keep going for the rest of your life? Oh, that sucks. I was hoping I would only have to do this for like a year, and I got to keep going? No, this is stupid. It's not stupid. It's amazing, because it's going to make you feel amazing. It doesn't feel like it's work. It just feels like it's a part of your routine. Just like you drink water because you need to hydrate, just like you need to feed yourself with food for energy. Well, you need to clear the bucket in the brain and the baseline too. Clear the cache, or cache, I can't say that word, right? You got to clear that cache every once in a while. Well, for me, instead of waiting for it to fill up and then cleaning it out, I always keep it empty, right? Like people that clean their house, they always like to keep it maintained and clean. Well, that's the same with your mind. Maintain it. Weed whack all the weeds out there, trim it nicely, make it look good, plant some new seeds, right? That's why I'm called the mindful gardener, because I'm gardening new seeds, neural pathways, and becoming a new me. And my old self, with my old habits that made me sick, is going to die. See you later. I like this new guy better. He's healthy and happy. There's so much shit information out there that's keeping people sick and stuck, and keeping them with symptoms that are unnecessary to have for the rest of their lives. Like, a lot of this information's on YouTube. Even there's therapists out there. Like, I don't want to bash any therapists, but there's not very many that can actually help you out. They just do the talk therapy, and they just listen to your problems, but have they been through it? Right? Have any of them actually been through the looping OCD thoughts that is just torturous? It's like the worst feeling in the world. It feels like you're what's the worst feeling? The worst feeling you could have times 1,000, repeating every second. That's like what it's like with OCD. A lot of these therapists and gurus and YouTube people are only showing you how to cope and manage, right? Not recover. With me, I'm going to show you how to recover and be free of it. Not managing. We're not managing here. Go to some other guru if you want to manage. And it's crazy. You know what's crazy? That some of these gurus have like 200,000 followers, millions of views, and people are like, oh my god, thank you so much, I needed to hear this, I really needed to hear this today. Yeah, be in the present moment. Don't go backwards in time. Don't think about the future, don't think about the past. No, be in the present moment, because that's all that matters, right? Yeah, we got to hide from our thoughts, distract. Yeah, no, think positive. Yeah, like, that's why people are stuck, because there's so much. It's 99.8% of information out there is bullshit, and the 0.05, whatever it is the cure, is the answer, and nobody knows about it. I don't know very many people that know. They did their response. Great app, beautiful app, because they're onto it. They know. And who else was Dr. Weeks? Dr. Claire Weeks. She was the OG of this stuff. She knew this stuff years ago, but nobody's talking about her. So sometimes it makes me wonder, is this information being suppressed? Is this, are they pushing out this garbage information? And then half of these gurus, all they do is they hear it from somewhere. Okay. Yeah. And then they just repeat what they hear. Oh, yeah, be in the present moment. Yeah, there you go. You're welcome. And people are like, oh my God, that's gold. Oh my God. And then they tell everybody, and then they just repeat the bullshit. Even though it's wrong. They repeat the bullshit anyway. It's crazy how this works. Oh, Dolly. She's funny. She's sleeping. My dog's snoring. You can see her eyes are going back of her head. Maybe I'll try to show you. We'll see. Hey, Dolly. Dolly. Go back to bed. You're good. All right, I'll see you at the next video.